Everyone, MtSilverHiker here, and in the month of January 2022, I purchased 11 PSA 10 slabs. All of the cards in the slabs were printed before 2011 besides one, and one of these cards is only a Pop 2 in PSA 10. Let me explain. Alright, I can't wait to show you all the purchases that I made in January. And just to be clear, I actually made no sealed product purchases in January, which is really odd. This might have been the first month since I began collecting that I didn't make any sealed product purchases. I took a look at my last video and I realized that the glare was a little bit too much because of the reflective surface and the protective plastic over the slabs. So what I'm gonna do is on the left side of the screen, I took high quality photos of these slabs and I'll just show them side by side so you can get a full picture of how amazing they look, even though they just look so much better in real life and I can't do it justice. So first and foremost, I'd like to show you a familiar face, a returning face. The first slab is a PSA 10 Team Aqua's Cacturne Hollow from the set Magma vs. Aqua way back in 2003. So if you follow me on Instagram or you saw last month's video of the purchases that I made in December, this might look familiar because it was part of the massive Magma vs. Aqua slab purchase that I bought from Australia, but you would be mistaken. And the key here is that first edition's label. The product that I purchased last month is this one. This is the unlimited version, and actually the lower pop of the two, the first edition actually has more slabs in a PSA 10, and the unlimited one is actually a lot rare. So I will put a side by side there, and the reason I purchased the first edition one is because I got it at an amazing deal. I will put up the exact eBay listing, and it was a price that I could not pass up on. So another addition to the Magma vs. Aqua has been added to my collection, and Magma vs. Aqua is definitely a set that I am keen on collecting all of the EXs and Hollows in a PSA 10. But is that the only Magma vs. Aqua slab I added to my collection in January? No, of course not. This slab right here is the reason I'm even looking at Magma vs. Aqua in the first place, and what drew me to the set itself being from 2003. And what I have here is a first edition Jolteon Hollow from the Japanese Magma vs. Aqua set. The artwork on this card is absolutely just super unique. The way that it's drawn, the way Jolteon is presented, absolutely amazing. And the Magma vs. Aqua set has all of the evolutions up to that point, up to 2003, in a Hollow version. That never came over into the US version of the set. Specifically, Espeon and Umbreon never had a Hollow version, which makes the Japanese Magma vs. Aqua the superior set and the reason why I'm collecting it. An absolutely gorgeous card right here. It has been added to the collection. This next slab is a set that was released right around Magma vs. Aqua, and just such a gorgeous artwork. There's such a big cult following around this set, both in English and in Japanese. And without further ado, let me show you the Seviper Hollow from Miracle of the Desert. In English, the set was called EX Sandstorm, a very rare and sought after set. It's super hard to find. And a lot of the Hollows, even in English, are super low pop. I was fortunate to add this one to my collection at a very reasonable price in an auction. And I'll talk more about that towards the end of the video. But this is a Seviper Hollow from Miracles of the Desert. Absolutely gorgeous. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a Zangoose in the background. As you know, Seviper and Zangoose are sworn enemies, and that just adds so much more to the artwork here. Now let's see what we have next. I believe we're going to do a little bit of time skip, jump 6 years ahead from 2003. And that is correct. Now we move to the year 2009 with a PSA 10 Hollow Kabutops from the set Advent of Arceus. So if you don't know, Advent of Arceus is a Japanese set, and in English it's Platinum Arceus, one of my most favorite sets and one of the most open vintage set on this channel. I adore this set a lot, and I'm so glad to be able to add this card to my collection. But this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is not the only Advent of Arceus slab. Let's see if my memory serves me correctly. Yes, we have the Zapdos G Hollow. And I'm going to draw attention to the first edition label right here for the Kabutops. This Zapdos does not have it. Yes, this is the unlimited copy. And if you don't know, in Japanese, the unlimited copies are typically the more rare ones. What they used to do, if I'm not mistaken, is that they would do a full print of a set, and they would call that the first edition print. And if there was more demand, they would do a second print called the unlimited print. But in Japan, they don't overprint a set. What they do is they print to the demand, and very, very frequently, the unlimited set had a much smaller print run, therefore a much smaller population of cards that were gradable, especially gradable in a PSA 10. So that is why a lot of cards in Japanese, the unlimited ones, are so much more rare. So that is all for Advent of Arceus. So let's see what else vintage I purchased last month. And it is the Soul Silver Collection Hollow Quagsire, and absolutely gorgeous. The Hollow pattern is amazing, and Soul Silver, if you don't know, is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. I have not played Legends of Arceus enough to determine how much I like it, but Soul Silver is just such a peak in the Pokemon video games that would be very hard to unseat. But a Hollow here of the amazing and derpy Quagsire has been added to the collection, which is amazing. And towards the end of the video, I'll just give you a minor spoiler right now. The rest of the video is very, very focused towards the 4th generation of Pokemon. And I'll show you exactly what I mean with this next card here as well. This is a Muck Reverse Hollow from Reviving Legends. So in English, Heart Gold Soul Silver was split between the base set, Triumphant, Undaunted, and Unleashed. However, and in Japanese, it was split between many different sets, but the card list varied, and the chase cards in each set did not have a one-to-one correlation, which is why it's very hard to say which set Reviving Legends equates to. It very closely resembles Undaunted, which closely resembles the Umbreon slabs, one of my favorites in my entire collection. So we're down to the last 4 slabs to show, and I know exactly what these are, and I am so excited to show you because these are all chase cards when they came out back in 2010, but they really fell under the radar for collectors, and I'm just so happy that I've been able to purchase them at such a reasonable price, especially when I tell you that some of the pops on these cards, one of them is only a pop 2, and the rarity of this card was never released in English. Let me show you. The first one up is a PSA 10 Ursaring Prime from the Soul Silver collection, from the same set that I showed off for a Quagsire. And absolutely amazing. The hollow, the border that is also hollow, the smirk on the Ursaring, just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous card. And all of these cards have a very recent certification. This has a 53 million cert, which means that it was most likely graded within the past year. An absolutely gorgeous card that I'm adding to the collection, and another Prime that I have growing in the set. The next one is also a Prime, and this one is amazing, especially if you're playing Legends Arceus right now. Yes, I have the Typhlosion Prime, first edition, also from the Soul Silver collection. Just such a gorgeous card, and in English, I've pulled this Prime, I believe, twice already, and those cards, to be honest with you, I don't think are going to grade a PSA 10 just because they have corner nicks. So that makes it even more amazing that I have this card added to my collection, and I just adore it so much. Another Japanese Prime card that I've added to my collection. This last one here is a card. It's a Prime, but unlike the other 2 Primes that I just showed you, this one, the rarity of it was never released in English. It's only available in Japanese, and it's a pop 2. So what is it? This is the Donphan Prime from the Heart Gold collection, first edition. So why am I saying that this card was never released in English? Well, it's because of the rarity type. As you can see here, unlike this Prime that just says Typhlosion Hollow, this one says Donphan Reverse Hollow. Yes, the Reverse Hollow Primes was a rarity that For some reason, the Pokemon Company just never printed it in English. It's only available in Japanese, and almost all of them are super, super rare. This one is only a Pop 2, meaning that there's only one other PSA 10 Donphan Prime Reverse Hollow in existence. So I have one of them, and maybe one day I'll be able to track down the other one. And because this card was printed back in 2009, and Heart Gold Collection was not a really highly printed set, I would put my money that this card is going to remain under 2 digits for the population in a PSA 10 for a very, very long time. So now, if you're thinking this card is a chase card because I saved it for last, don't worry, it's not. At the beginning of the video, I said every single slab that I bought had a card printed before 2011. This is the only one that was, this is the only anomaly, and it's just a Flareon Gx from the EV GX starter set. I bought this card in the same auction as the Typhlosion Prime, and the reason I have this card in the first place is because this Typhlosion Prime card was in an auction from Japan, and the shipping charge was like $27. So therefore, a lot of people just were turned off from, you know, putting a big auction on this card specifically, especially because it's from 2018. So I was able to get it at a very, very reasonable price, and it's an evolution. So that's why I have this in my collection. And there we have it, all of the Pokemon products that I purchased in January of 2022. In the comments below, please let me know what your personal favorite was. For me, I have a really hard time deciding between the Typhlosion Prime and the Magma vs. Aqua Jolteon. The artwork on both of those cards are absolutely top tier, and you know, all those cards, they're going to be in my collection for a very, very long time. Ever since I got them, I've honestly been like looking at them every single day, and it's just, the artwork in that era is just absolutely insane. So I wanted to take a moment before I end this video to talk more about my thought process going into the purchases for the monthly videos. And you know, this is a journal for how I evolve my collection or my thought process. But currently, the reason that I spent last month purchasing all slabs instead outside of sealed product is because I've seen the prices of graded cards just really take a nosedive. Of course, there are a lot of outliers. You know, PWCC is still setting record prices for Charizard graded slabs, but in general, overall in the market, I've seen the graded cards really drop down in price. For example, the Typhlosion Prime that I purchased, loose booster packs of that set are selling for more on eBay than the total purchase price on that slab, and that also goes for Jolteon. And most of the slabs I purchased this month are in the same category, which I think is an absolutely amazing opportunity. If you like graded cards, my biggest suggestion for you is to take a look on eBay, especially auctions. Do not look at the buy it now cards, look at the auctions. You can favorite a lot of search terms, and eBay will let you know if a card gets posted with those keywords, and that's what I've been doing, and that's where a lot of these deals have come from. If you saw, like, a lot of the cards came from Heart Gold Soul Silver Collection or Magma vs. Aqua, that's because I have them saved, and then I can take a look. So if I have one suggestion, give that a try. So for my next video, we will be resuming Fates Collide February content. I will be cracking open a booster box, so I'll see you then. MtSilverHiker out.